JAM to enable it to limit the age of candidates writing the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examinations, UTME, to 16 years and above. According to reports, candidates below the age of 16 should not be admitted into university because age had a lot to do with the candidate's learning ability. Actually, I thought it was 18 they were talking about, but
so 16 for the examination.
On the exam.
Yeah.
Before the result comes out and everything now.
So what are your thoughts? You can call us on 081-270-53687. You can also call us on 091-390-76948. You can send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to read your messages. All right, so what are your thoughts on this? I mean, people have argued that once a child graduates from secondary school, automatically once they pass the exam, they should be allowed into the university. Others are saying that, listen, they're too young. Let their mind form. Let them develop. Because university comes with a lot of challenges that a young mind might not be able to deal with. What are your thoughts on this? Let me start with Nima. Go ahead, please.
I think that the Senate is
on track.
On track. They're doing the right thing. I believe that there should be that age and allow children grow at a pace that is, that is good for them. If a child enters the university lower than certain age, that child needs to be moved around by a mentor in school. And if most children get there, they want that independence entirely to themselves. If we calculate 2 years, which is usually, although it's not approved by educationists across the world, but 2 years as a first class of nursery and the 4 years of kindergarten,
before primary.
Basic, what's it called?
Nursery school.
Nursery school, the 4 developmental years for nursery. And then the child gets into primary. You will be looking towards 16 as the age of JAM as well. So most of us, I wrote WAEC at 16, and JAM and all of that were in the right order. By the time you get to school, you're formed, you're well formed. Although people still do make mistakes in those ages, but it's more common for those young ones who are easily intimidated. And the university system in Nigeria is not joke. I went to a very, very popular university at the time for certain activities, and I know how many young people fell victim to that. I would have wished that, their parents were still with them in school. But this is the age where a child's supposed to be free and independent of parents and all of those guardianship.
So as an educationist, I would agree with Nima on one side, but as a Nigerian who wants to face the Nigerian reality, I would say that it's not the right step. So they have a plan. They're making a good point, which is a child needs to be mature to be able to handle school. So school is not just about the learning. Everything that happens in that environment is part of school. And when you're mature, your mind is open to take in and make informed decisions, which is on one hand very good. But we realize that we are not talking about regular school where you are doing a course of 4 years, you go in 4 years and you come out. You're doing a course of 4 years with the strike and no strike and strike and no strike. You end up spending 8 years. Now, the labor market has put a cap on employment that after 25, you find there are some industries you can't even get into right now. The banking sector, you can't get in when you are after 25. So by the time you enter school at 18, you spend everything you need to spend, plus and minus strike, you come out at 24, 25, before you get your NYC and all of that, you are out of the labor market. So the reality on ground does not prepare us to have this sort of, allowing children to mature while getting into school. So parents have found a way to protect their children by pushing them into universities very early so that they can beat all the strike and still come out and get a decent job. What I would have expected, this sort of bill or this plan that we have, is that we as academia start having negotiations with industry to say that you cannot put a cap on 25 years before you say you are not going to employ this person anymore because they've passed the age, knowing that we have issues in our educational system that we have not sorted. So let us sort those issues. I also expect union to come out and tell this industry that you cannot put a cap at 25. When we are busy increasing the teachers now, you can retire at 65. Why are we putting a cap on 25? The African man naturally starts maturing from 25 to 30. He's not abroad where at 18 they send you out of your parents' house.
The business man went to hire or not to hire.
No. The government has a responsibility to negotiate with industry. They give them the opportunity.
Point taken, but there's also the other part of why can't the government also ensure the schools are conducive enough to engage any child of any age? So shouldn't the school know that, yes, I have a 16-year-old coming in. This is the various, these are the various things that we have available to make sure this child doesn't get into all these kind of various vices and all that.
The thing is, at 16, a child is still very pliable.
Yes.
In England, for instance, you can't enter a university till 18.
Yes.
But you can go to college. If you go to college, like when Made went to university in England, he had to go to, because he was too young, he went at 15, he had to go to college for 2 years first, before he now went to university. So it was at college he learned how to play the piano properly. You know, so you have to have something in place for that
That's
child.
the point I'm making. So instead of the government insisting, so let's solve a problem. So you're saying a college might be that intermediate place where you go between secondary school and university, fine. But can't we then have something such that a 16-year-old who leaves school has a place? You don't just go and stay in the house.
I think this solution is even closer to us than we think. Okay. So the UTME results now. Before, we used to have to write a separate exam for the polytechnic admission and the colleges of education and a different one for JAM. So you know where you were going. But now you write a UTME, Unified Tertiary Matriculation Exams, and you qualify for all the levels of education all the way to the university. Then the decision is now with the parents. You can decide that this my child is still 16. I need this child closer to home. Learn this particular skill and prepare for your tertiary.
But every year, but your exam, you have to do the exam every single year.
No, every year expires.
What if they fail? At the same brain, you go take right the exam.
You know it's your...
No, it's not. See, you see, for someone who wrote 5 jams, five jams, I will tell you that it's the same mindset. There's nothing to it. It's the fear that made all of us make so many mistakes. The jam that I played with the most is the one I got admission with. The one that I will read, they will shout at home, you will not even greet your neighbor, good morning, you will not come outside, see sunlight. It's the ones I will get to the exam, I will be so jittery. And I think maybe because my first jam was at 16, that's why I didn't do so well. But there are times when you as a parent decide for your child what is best for your child, not compete with people about the graduation age. What BC said about compelling industries to stop this age-pecking thing. Because what we have done to our people is to turn all of us to liars.
Yes, so
football age everywhere, everybody football age everywhere. We're all reducing our age. Some people have 3 best certificates. You cannot explain.
So you see, that's
on this set, it's only Mariah or Noi that we know our age. Everybody else don't tell you.
I will not tell you yet, but you will not
tell you, Joe.
The way they are 40, the way you know their age.
You know, that's how we know their age.
But we told you why, Ken.
When they are 40, everybody
Are you sure they will even tell us?
It's Moraya down to the party.
That's how I heard Jumoke was 40 the other day. I said, when did she turn 40?
No, but we knew her age
Jumoke
here
has
now
been
before.
40 a while.
I didn't know. I was still saying,
Jumoke has never
Okay, so guys, so we're going to
to
go on a break. See, when we come back, I want us to focus on the fact that...
The solution?
So not just a solution. In Nigeria, the Nigerian factor, we don't solve problems. We always try to avert and
but this is
avert
solving,
and avert.
this
We'll come to that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
In a world of a pandemic, the need to relieve stress cannot be overemphasized. Pride Rock Entertainment presents the most entertaining, mind-blowing comedy event of the year. The Chronicles of Hush Baby Live returns. Ya Daddy 15, the vaccine edition. Taking place on the 25th of July at the prestigious Eko Hotel and Suites, Lagos. Time at 6 p.m. Comedy vaccines by Dr. Destalker, Dr. Igo Save, Dr. Bororo, Dr. Dan the Humorous, Dr. Bucci, Dr. Tamama, and many more physicians. Music vaccines by Jazz music superstars, and on the wheels, your host, Hush Baby. For reservation and sponsorship, please call 0802-990-6500. Please note, this event is for a limited audience, with all COVID-19 protocols duly observed. Proudly supported by New Age Charger and TVC Max FM. Packaged by Larry Mako Events. Get vaccinated.
Chapman, drink smooth. What's the difference between regular data and MTN data? I'll show you. With regular data, you get this. But with MTN data, you get moved right into the action like this. And this. And this. And this. With MTN data, you don't just get more, you experience more. Need loads of data to live your dream? Turn it up on MTN, the reliable data network.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. As his mother, it is my duty to help him live up to his dream. That's why I give him Bornvita every day, which contains iron, zinc, and vitamin C that supports his immunity and gives him the strength to pursue his dreams. Bornvita, strength to dream.
No leakage. Yes, moped.
No leakage. No leakage. No leakage. We need a big change in our lives.
Moped Ultra Soft is super absorbent and offers up to 100% leak protection. Your skin will love it.
Big news from Moped. Get new Moped Super Value Pack and save up to 25%.
Children are gifts and a source of joy. When they are happy, we're happy too. But when they are down with sickness such as malaria, we become sad and worried. Not to worry, Camosunate Anti-Malarial for Children has always been there for years. Camosunate also comes in tablets for adults. Bounce back from malaria with Camosunate. Confirm if Camosunate is original by texting to. Read the leaflet inside. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please consult your doctor. Camosunate, effective anti-malaria for all ages. Marketed by Genith Pharmaceuticals Limited.
Thanks for staying with us. So before the break, I was saying that the Nigerian factor of when you see a problem, we don't solve it. Like we know abroad, when the child graduates from secondary school, they go for a 2-year A-levels before they now finally get into university. What are we doing to ensure that we're not stopping the child? We're not saying, oh, stay at home for 2 years. We're not asking you because we're not against you making the law to be 18. What does the child do in 2 years? Keep writing exams? There's got to be provisions made for these children. So all across the world, just like you said, in some places they allow them to go to college. I'm told that in Germany also they don't allow you to enter university until 18. But what do our children do within those 2 years? That's the question for the government. There has to be a provision made.
Yeah, so like you rightly said, we don't like to solve problems. We always point out, just find a way to run away from the real issues. Now, I would expect that before any lawmaker sits down to make any pronouncements on education, that you look through the problems that we have and you come up with logical solutions, realistic solutions based on the sort of nation that you have. So you are not going to use Oyibo solutions that it won't work for us here. You have to give us homegrown solutions. You will look through the system to see that those people there who go to colleges, who go to IBs for that 2 years while they are waiting to get into the university, they have a system that works. So a course of 4 years, you get in and you get out when it's 4 years. But right now, if you want to start bringing all that, it's still a form of delay that will not pay the poor man who does not have any uncle or auntie somewhere to put them in positions after their age has passed employment age. So it will not pay them. You will just be satisfying the 1%. Who can afford to go to the best universities and afford to, without strife, come out at the prime age and get the very good job? Now, those 99% of us who may not likely be able to send our children to universities without strike will be the ones to suffer. So when you want, when you want to solve this problem, you need to look at the majority. Don't solve it from a position of we can afford to go to school, come out, do college, and still finish on time. Solve it from the common man's eye.
Let me take this call. Hassan is holding for you. Well, Hassan, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning.
All of you, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
There's one thing I would like all of you to understand. My first point is about President Muhammadu Buhari. Mr. President, take a humble pie and step down in the prison.
Oh, man, we lost that. I think we want to talk about no chair for a second. All right, so, YK, we've all talked about how important education is, especially once we move these, we're going into the fourth industrial revolution where everybody's going AI, robotics is there. These 2 years, if the government says, you know what, once you leave secondary school, there are like 4, 5, 6 different industries. There's the carpentry industry. There's the mechanics industry. There are so many electrical industry. There's so many industries where we need people who are now, they've gone through that secondary system. Before you get into university, let's begin to learn these different things. By the time you get into university, you can now choose, okay, where do I want to develop? Which parts of it do I want to? Because, yes, they go through vocational during the secondary school, but because it's still at that basic level, they don't understand or appreciate the enormity of what they have. But the moment they enter that 2-year period, for them to go to industries, you'll be surprised the kind of real professionals who will bring out, they'll enter university and then become real entrepreneurs.
I agree with you. I agree with everything you've all said. But I need to ask the government, why must the universities be striking? Why must I go to university for 4 years and spend 8 or 10?
That's the issue.
Ask ASUNA. It's not us that will go on strike.
That's something they call something now. If a government was doing it, I also will not be going on strike now.
Let me take this call from Akimbodi.
I hardly ever heard of universities going on strike.
Let me take Akimbodi. Akimbodi, are you there? You're live. Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so regarding this issue, I believe the senators are not business, and they know the root cause of this issue, and that is what is raised.
I'm having difficulty hearing you. Akimbodi, lost that. Yes, Nima, you're going to say something.
Okay, I wanted to disagree that our lawmakers were not thinking problem solutions. I think they were just. We have a habit, most of our laws are copied. So we go abroad, this is the way they do it. International standards, now get us to where we did. So you copy. So we don't localize our problem. So the person who probably proposed this law has not looked well into the industry, probably is in that elite class where they graduate and get jobs. So they've not seen the person who's waiting 10 years and finally had to go and learn entrepreneurship after graduating. If not, as we are going to school, we'll be creating these rooms for our students. So there was a time when they called it, there was an IT that was required for university undergraduates at the time, because those in the polytechnics would have their normal 1-year IT and they had the work experience filled up. So we only had the NYSA. So there was this 3 months, 6 months, 6 months, 3 months IT, I think, that was compared. I'm trying to remember the name of that program done for undergraduates in the university at the time to help them fill up the work experience, and maybe working mentor and all of that vacancy. But it didn't work. Nobody has looked into why it's still just a logbook system where you never really know your worker before you're done. Where our companies are now using it to fill up. Some companies will say, okay, every 3 months I get a new staff in this particular department. I will never have to pay a worker here. So they wait for the IT to come. They filled up for that IT. And every year, every 3 months, they just get a new person to do that job. No working, no lunch, nothing. So CWES. Yeah. So I would love that when a lawmaker is bringing a law, that person is very well abreast of all the issues.
Let me take this call.
All the issues, not just as they're doing it.
Femi, are you there? Hello, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
This is my first time of calling.
Welcome to the show, Femi.
The truth is, the topic on ground has to do with we understanding that our educational system is faulty. too faulty to the extent that you have a lot of miracle centers now that you're so sure that all you need to do is just pay your money and your child will pass whatever exam he or she wants to attend. Now, at the age of 14, 15, let's be honest, those exams are usually tougher than those children at that age. But because we have miracle centers that they just need to pay at pass, now they can go in at any age, pass, and finish off. So if they finish at that age, you can't keep them in your home. Definitely you want to push them down to the university. And once they are in the university, they are just naive to everything. So, hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, please. Oh, we're having issues online. I listened to Governor Baseki recently when he was launching the Edo Best 2.0. And he said something that they're extending basic education from primary all the way to GSS. What they've realized is that after GSS, a child can then decide, do I want to continue academics or do I want to continue vocational? So they branch, they have a Y shape where those of you that want to go vocational, you can become experts either as carpentry, mechanism, electrical, or if you like academic work, I want to do the doctors, you want to become the whatever, you go ahead. So that's somebody who is deliberate about how do we make education functional, not just because on your mind you must have university degree. How do we make it functional for our economy? How do we Nigerianize it? How do we localize it such that we have real people who we graduate are usable for our economy?
It's still the problem of employment.
Nima, it's not even Oyibo that said we must have certificates. Because if you check the statistics across the world, it's the very rich people that send their children to the universities abroad. And that quality of university education, they don't focus on the paper qualification, but on the skills that you have. We are the ones who have now bastardized it to ensure that once you have paper, whether you have anything on your head or not, just be claiming I'm BSc this and BSc that. We are the ones that did that ourselves. And it's time for us to now go back and start asking ourselves the question, has this certificate served us?
But paper is important for doctors, like for doctors.
No, those professionals. No, those are professionals. But that caller mentioned something about miracle centers. Yes. Because of the way the situation has gone, parents are not trying to rush their children so that we can push you out. And then at 13, 14, they pay for those examinations for them to write. You get into school, you mess out, you come out, you pay for certificates, and then you have nothing to show for it. Because of the system.
Let's take Janet. I'll come to you, Nima. Janet, are you there? Oh, her lines are really bad today.
The history of our education system is such that we must take it holistically. I remember when the first female presidential candidate, Obi Ezekwesili, was education minister. We had our vocational education revamped. We have school for technical knowledge. We have the Petroleum Institute in Warri was created for certain skills. So, but are we employing the people from those skills? Are we looking to those schools to make sure that the graduates of those people of those schools have dignity? That's where the problem is in Nigeria. Not in the lack of school and lack of education. Every government that comes in will create one government.
But they're not enough.
About education.
But in Lagos, we only have 5 technical schools.
The ones that have graduated,
have they been empowered?
Many of them have been empowered. Not all of them. It's not enough.
Not all of them.
They don't have the numbers now.
I know graduates from the Petroleum Institute in Efuru who are into ball digging. And all of that around doing other labor. When they created them, it was to cover for the lapses in the petroleum industry, such that you not go and find a graduate who does not have a skill, and then be finding somebody to come and train them. They were trained from ground up to fill in those vacancies, but no, that was not.
Let's take a few messages and go run off.
Bilikis Mafe says, we must stop talking about graduates finding a job or being overage. We need to allow people consider technical college and not waste time being jammed by jam. It's an absolute waste of time and talent.
Go ahead, Wake.
Olabode, done for engineering students. It's called Students Work Experience Program, SWEEP, and SIWES, Students Industrial Work Experience Program, and IT, of course. Okay.
So, the way, go ahead.
I had one. Onye Umari Azomta says, we don't solve problems wholly in this country. We just want to scratch the surface and masquerade as bringing solutions. Who said reaching 18 is synonymous to maturity? In my opinion, any child who is educationally and mentally smart to handle higher institution should be allowed to do so. Instead of restricting them from gaining entrance into these schools, we should rather focus our energy on flushing the problems in the system.
We have to run, but I mean, the same way how we have to run, Mikey. As Rwanda has become like the technological hub of Africa, because they focus that this is what we want to be the destination when it comes to IT, AI in Africa. We also have to focus on what do we want?
What do we want?
Where exactly do we want our children? How kind of children do we want to raise? And that should be the ones to lead the formation or the model we put together for the children that we are hoping to have.
I also think that we should even stop undermining people who are like plumbers, carpenters,
mechanics. Want to professionalize it
and dignify their jobs.
Without those people, you cannot.
That's what I'm saying. We need to professionalize it.
We lost it already. We now bring them from outside.
Yes.
We took out the dignity from these jobs, called them all sorts of names. Some people will tell you, you are an ordinary, and you know, you are an ordinary.
So that's the point I've been making. We need to professionalize this carpentry work. A real professional doing it, such that it becomes to be part of the economical development of our country. Okay, that's all we can take on this. When we come back, move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
He's falling sick so frequently, either fever or stomachache. I keep him away from junk food.
She also feeds me apples. She says an apple a day keeps...
If you want to keep germs away, then also wash your hands regularly with Dettol soap.
Meaning?
Germs and disease spread through the hand also. For this, use Dettol soap. Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol sure.
Here today, gone tomorrow. 'Cause you volatile like the water, and you promise what you don't know. Sometimes it's right and then it's so wrong. Them go do like say them why. Go promise you the world, brother, all now wash it. Up all on no be open eye. I see no be water, catching no be letter.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Fresh. What drop could do am?
Smart people know that just a drop of Morning Fresh washes 50% more. Try it yourself and see.
Morning Fresh, Nigeria's #1 best-selling dishwash liquid.
I am always thinking about your well-being, so when I learned that 7 out of 10 children in Nigeria are iron deficient and this slows their growth, affects learning, and can cause anemia, I got worried.
Mom is right. 1 sachet of Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus a day provides 50% of your child's daily iron need to support proper growth and learning.
That's reassuring.
Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus. It's all good, Mom.
In a world of a pandemic, the need to relieve stress cannot be overemphasized. Pride Rock Entertainment presents the most entertaining, mind-blowing comedy event of the year. The Chronicles of Hush Baby Live returns. Yeah Daddy 15, the vaccine edition. Taking place on the 25th of July at the prestigious Eco Hotel and Suites, Lagos. Time at 6 p.m. Comedy vaccines by Dr. Destalker, Dr. Igo Save, Dr. Kororo, Dr. Dan the Humorous, Dr. Bucci, Dr. Tamama, and many more physicians. Music vaccines by Jazz music superstars, and on the wheels, your host, Ash Baby. For reservation and sponsorship, please call 0802-990-6500. Please note, this event is for a limited audience, with all COVID-19 protocols duly observed. Proudly supported by New Age Charger and TVC Max FM. Packaged by Larry Marco Events. Get vaccinated.
Rain or shine, I'm gonna take
Kelvin, someone just bashed your car. What? How bad is it? Very bad. All right, come on, we'll fix it. Kelvin, I said someone just bashed your car.
Calm down. Get the Leadway Auto Insurance now.
He's falling sick so frequently, either fever or stomachache. I keep him away from junk food.
She also feeds me apples. She says an apple a day keeps...
If you want to keep germs away, then also wash your hands regularly with Dettol soap.
Meaning?
Germs and disease spread through the hand also. For this, use Dettol soap. Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol sure.
Thanks for staying with us. We're back. We're now live. Today we're discussing cooking gas. It is now very expensive. I just called my gas man. He says it's. I used to buy cooking gas. It used to be 3,500. Then it moved to 4,000. Then I think last I bought it was 4. I bought it 4,500 last. Now I spoke to my cooking gas. Now he says it's now 5,500. Yep. What happened? We have with us Dr. Yinka Okweke, who is a gas expert, to shed light on this issue of cooking gas, especially now that the country wants to stop us from using other dangerous things like kerosene, and they want to give gas at the cylinders across the country, so because people have found it expensive to use gas cylinders within their houses. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you on the show. So, I don't even know where to start from, because we know that diesel has been subsidized. We were trying to get them to stop subsidizing fuel. In this case, is gas subsidized, or is it not subsidized? Let's start with that.
I think that's a very big question, and I don't even know how to break it down.
Okay.
For starters, I'm not a gas expert. Okay. I'm just a player as well who is as perplexed as you guys at what is going on.
Right.
I'm also a mother, a homemaker who also has to buy gas. You know, so I kind of like wear two caps. Good. You know, and just like you have rightly said, since the onset of our business in the gas industry, we have seen how the prices have steadily increased, and how, unfortunately, the end users are the ones that bear the brunt. You know, so yesterday we still had a meeting with the Nigeria LPG Association. It's kind of like an association of LPG, and we were eager to listen to an explanation for the hike in prices. But I can tell you for sure, we couldn't categorically say it was this particular reason. But based on so many things and our friends in the industry, you know, interactions with people in the Department of Petroleum Resources and things like that, a lot of them are attributing it, of course, increase in the dollar issue, increase in crude oil. You're talking about logistics issue. They're talking about hoarding because of the VAT that they just pushed on LPG. So just like in PMS, when they're telling you they want to increase the price, those who have products start holding back on their products. You know, so you have the issue of hoarding, that also increases the price. You have the issue of, you know, round tripping, when they say that there was something wrong with the LPG vessel. When it has come in, they had to take it back. So it's a whole... So
for those of our viewers who don't know LPG is just liquefied petroleum gas. So it's gas, normal gas.
This is one thing of gas.
Yes, right.
Sorry, I do hope it's not a stupid question. You know that gas that they're always flaring?
That's it.
Is it not the gas that they are wasting that is inside our cooking pots?
Well, I know, because now, so a lot of gas is just gaining a lot of attention now, as you would know. So most of the things that we're hearing is from data that we gather, secondary data. primary data, actually. And then they're saying that we have over 200 million cubic feet of gas that we are yet to flare. So they're trying to say that we have the capacity. However, NLNG Limited, they're saying that they provide 40% of the Nigerian gas. And that's about 370,000 metric tons, by 2020. But they're saying that they will increase the capacity by 2021 to give us more gas and all that. So yes, to answer your question, yes, but is it enough? Are we exploring enough, for domestic use? Apparently not. So that's one language. Availability is one language, and then the price is something else. Yeah, go ahead.
For me, for a product that we have in excess, to the extent that we can just burn it and destroy ozone,
destroy ozone.
Yes, now it's anti-productive to our environment. But we allow it happen. How come? And for this long, I remember a cylinder when they were filling a 12.5 for 200 naira. And now, I was a child, yes, I remember when they were filling for 200 naira. And now, suddenly, it became everybody's market. Is it that government suddenly looked at this and then businessmen, because anywhere you have capitalists, profit is the goal. They're looking into this area and focusing on making it more tedious and more difficult for people to access the only petroleum product that is, produced here, because we don't have to go and refine gas abroad. We do here and, flare it here. Is it that they're now bringing in this ease of business?
Okay, government is saying let's promote gas adoption, let's discourage solid fuels like firewood, charcoal, like you said. However, on the other hand, how are you making it possible for the average person? Because when we started our business, we do cylinder sales as well, and then we realized, so we do 3 kg, 6 kg, 12.5, 25, and 50 kg. We realized that the highest selling ones are the 3 kg and 6 kg. And you would know why. Because the low-income earners are the ones who are not adopting it. You just mentioned that you can't remember when last, you never even used solid fuels. But trust me, charcoal and firewood is the staple for so many families. Now, they're the ones that are saying, okay, I have increased income. Let me buy 3 kg, let me buy 6 kg. But the truth of the matter is that it's not even affordable. The cylinder is one thing. The LPG is another thing. So to answer your question, governments, they're saying it theoretically that they want to also adopt it, but they're making it a bit difficult.
From the article I'm reading in the Business Day, they said that the federal government's plan to launch cylinder project, which will enable Nigerians to buy cheap cylinders. Is something that increase. So they understand that the cylinder itself is what dissuades people from actually using the LPG. But hopefully they give us the cylinders, maybe at a very, very cheaper price, more families will begin to use liquefied gas.
How cheap would the cylinders be? So I am worried that, people are looking for solutions. We have a lot of poor people in our midst. And I know that people are beginning to find that we can actually use safe coals as against the one that brings out all those emissions. So they make coals from coconut shells, which is safe. There's no soot. It comes out clean energy. Now, people are looking in that direction because not everybody can afford this gas. Even if it's given free, people may not still be able to refill it. How much is minimum wage that sometimes people don't earn? What do you think the government should do to give other people options? Because this gas thing I'm saying, I don't know how feasible it is.
Honestly, it is. It's in terms of the policies. When you guys were talking the other time, you talked about the importance of having the right people with the know-how, who have capacity to understand the issues, to talk about strategies for adoption. So I am all for gas because, like you mentioned, abroad, when you turn on your cooktop, it's already piped because there's adequate city planning. We don't have that now, so there's no point for us to talk about that. But in terms of the cylinders, one of the things that we also do is we try to partner with community leaders to say, you know what, because you have the capacity, buy these cylinders. Own it on behalf of the people in your localities so that, like you said, the average person doesn't have to buy. They only buy the LPG inside it. So, for example, you're discussing with an urban in an area, and you're saying, you know what, with 5 million naira, for example, we will give you the cylinders because we have our own cylinders too. We will give you this particular quantity just for your people. So sometimes when you do some level of collaborations like that, it helps you to be able to give all these other people gas to use. So is it possible? Yes, it is possible. And another thing again is about the fact of expired cylinders. A lot of explosions. There's no adequate information. This value chain is really very big, and the information is not out there. The average lifespan of a cylinder is 15 years. A lot of people don't even know. If I ask you, 15 years. If I ask you, do you know where to check the expiry date of your cylinder? You will not know. You know, so...
We're going to break. We're going to teach
Exactly. You get
I have new cylinders. I mean,
I know, right?
I think we don't buy new. You know that there's a problem when we come back, we talk about the new one.
Come back.
When your guy comes and changes the cylinder for you.
I mark my own. Brown. You cannot stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
I'll pay rent tomorrow. It's a dream. So you see this peace of mind that I have? It's because I just finished building my house. Roller property. Roller property. They are the one that run it. Even though they are running a promo now, if you go and buy land from them outright, they will give you 20% discount. Even if you don't want to pay outright, you can still pay instrumental. You pay instrumental for 24 months. Meanwhile, after all of this goody that they have give you, you know when they will still give you RAM when you deposit. They will give you electronic. They will give you food stuff. I'm even saying too much. I'm saying too much. Go to Roller Property by yourself. Go and find out.
In a world of a pandemic, the need to relieve stress cannot be overemphasized. Pride Rock Entertainment presents the most entertaining, mind-blowing comedy event of the year. The Chronicles of Hush Baby Live returns. Yeah Daddy 15, the vaccine edition. Taking place on the 25th of July at the prestigious Eco Hotel and Suites, Lagos. Time at 6 p.m. Comedy vaccines by Dr. Destalker, Dr. Igo Save, Dr. Kororo, Dr. Dan the Humorous, Dr. Bucci, Dr. Tamama, and many more physicians. Music vaccines by Jazz music superstars, and on the wheels, your host, Hush Baby. For reservation and sponsorship, please call 0802-990-6500. Please note, this event is for a limited audience, with all COVID-19 protocols duly observed. Proudly supported by New Age Charger and TVC Max FM. Packaged by Larry Mako Events. Get vaccinated.
He's falling sick so frequently, either fever or stomachache. I keep him away from junk food.
She also feeds me apples. She says an apple a day keeps...
If you want to keep germs away, then also wash your hands regularly with Dettol soap.
Meaning?
Germs and disease spread through the hand also. For this, use Dettol soap. Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol sure.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission? Yes, but how? Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains remover. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergent and bleach.
Wow!
I am Funke Akindele Bello. As a mom, most times we get disturbed or being called for one thing or the other. You know our kids now. And oh, how they love to make us proud.
I mean, we love to see our kids happy.
Their happiness is our happiness. The same happiness we felt when we learned that the original Kellogg's Cornflakes is here. The world's #1 is here. I got an invite to tour the Kellogg's factory. It was amazing. Trust me, we're in good hands. It smells so fresh.
It's real corn.
Super crunchy, super tasty.
It's because it's world's #1.
Go grab the new Kellogg's Cornflakes now.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
See, nurse, she's saying she feels unwell, despite my efforts to practice good hygiene.
Mom says wash your hands to keep the germs away.
Washing hands is good, but surfaces can also have germs, and you shouldn't use just anything for cleaning them. Use Jik. Jig's formula has been scientifically proven to stay active for longer, giving you whitening and germ kill protection on a variety of surfaces. Disinfect to protect, just Jig it. Endorsed by National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives.
So thanks for staying with us. We're talking about gas, cooking gas. I want to bring this conversation home. Madam, you're a gas dealer, and I'd like you to talk about how, first of all, you talked about the gas, how to check 15 years. This is a picture of the gas cylinder. I drum, so you can show us how in this cylinder can you check for the expiration of the gas?
Okay, so for our own cylinders, I'll speak for our cylinders because manufacturers are different. Usually at the cap of the cylinder. So right there, somewhere you will see they would have engraved
the camera
some things there.
Okay.
So they would have engraved some things there. You'll see the date, the net weight, all those kind of things. And then usually some would do it in terms of, so you can see A, B, C, D. A means like first quarter, January to March. Okay. B means that will be April to June. Then July to, what's that, September, October, and then October. So you can, so your expiration can be like maybe D21. It means maybe the last quarter of 2021. So that's how you look at, that's how you look at the numbers, depending on who manufactured it. Yes. Wow. So that tells you.
I'm going to go and check my own.
My
own, they are so old.
Your own is D 1981.
Now, I'm telling you,
they are so literally, the date is not there again.
And
they are brown, they are just like this.
But let's talk about the quality.
Good.
So I got a new, what is supposedly a new one, but he said it could have been refurbished. You know those ones that look new? They always line them up in filling stations. Those ones, those are the type that was the type I got when I got married. So that one is 12 years old.
Okay.
So
you celebrate
when I got a Tokumbo one, after a real, that one measured exactly. I'm telling you, 12 kg. Buy my gas person advisor, madam, this is your cylinder, it looks fragile. Buy this one. And I bought that one till date. That Tokumbo one looks healthier, stronger, than the one that I
before you bought it. It didn't look.
Nah, I don't look dates. Nah, I just want to go check dates.
So this is not about the looks.
Oh my goodness.
Is it about the look or the actual date?
Of course, it's not about the look. You know, so you have to have testings for your cylinders too. They advise that every 5 years they test the valve, they test the ring to ensure there are no leakages, all those kind of things. Usually, it's meant to be people like us, those who are in the gas sector, who probably sell cylinders or who sell gas. When you go and refill, they should be able to do all those testings for you and stuff like that. Exactly. Yeah, for example, on our mobile app, we don't do cylinder exchanges for cylinders that are 2016 and older. So if your cylinder is 2015, I'm not going to do an exchange for you because our cylinders are new, our cylinders are standard. I'm not going to change it with yours that you said is 1978. I'm not going to do that.
Because wait, 78 now. I use 78. I just said they are
okay. So when we buy at gas filling stations, for some gas, there's this black whatever that is removed and changed.
Yes,
some people will just give you like that, you get to you start smelling. Is it that your cylinder is bad? That's why they are changing the rubber.
Sometimes it might not be that. It might just be that it is loose because you're filling and things like that. Ideally, it's meant to be standard procedure. And that's what I'm trying to talk about. Because we're talking about explosives, it's nice for us to have structured checkpoints, which we don't have. It's a whole lot of things. The good thing, honestly, where we want to get to the medium to long-term plan for smart gas, for example, is for us to actually manufacture our cylinders locally. But that, again, comes to ease of doing business and manufacturing companies and the cost of it. The CBN tells you that there's intervention loan for gas adopters and that you have to go through the commercial banks. Then we'll go to the commercial banks and they don't even want to smell it 9 miles away. And then you're thinking a lot of these things are theory. They are not practical. Because you're talking about gas adoption, you're talking about availability of funds, but when we're really ready to do these things, one way or the other is just...
Is it a problem? Let's come back to the issue of the, because I want us to gas maintenance in the house. Yeah. When you buy gas from the roadside, it's not as full as when you get it from the gas stations. Why is that? How do we know that I get full gas? Is there any way measurement I, as a homeowner, can measure to be sure that I'm getting full gas?
Okay, so usually it's as simple as most people who sell gas should have skills.
Yes. Okay.
It's as simple as that. So when you send your domestic staff or anybody, or you go there, when they fill it, just have it weighed, to see. A lot of people sometimes will tell you that, oh, I used to buy it from that person and it will last me 3 months. When I buy it from this other person, it will last me 1 month. I really can't validate that claim.
Okay. When is the cylinder full? At the point of purchase. So I buy at a gas plant. This particular guy, I've stopped going there. They would put it on a scale. and they have a measurement just as if they're selling petrol and you're buying. And it is not full on the meter that I'm counting. And you told me it is full. When exactly is it full? Because I can see it. And because I insist on, if it is not up to 12.5 kg, I know they remove the cylinder. You're not telling me I have to pay more. Extra. Because I have demanded more. What exactly is the measurement? And how full to the brim? And if your meter say it never reached 12.5, I know will come out.
So, well, that's a question for the person that did that, you know. But usually, so for example, one of our cylinders is, the size is 20 kg, but it can take capacity of 25 kg. Okay. So sometimes they always advise that it shouldn't be, your cylinder will not really be too full to the brim, you understand? But yes, because exactly, for all those kind of things and all that, because that's why some people, when they finish using their cylinders at home, you know, they close the valve, you know, and then when you want to use it again, you open it. You kind of like have to educate people. So sometimes some people are outrightly dubious. Insincerity comes into play as well. And because the more they sell lower whatever to you, the more they can put some in their pocket. So it's all.
But that water they use to test if it's full. No, they
and also if it's leaking.
If it's
leaking,
they just put it on top of it.
Okay, now my question is, for the lower income families and homes that would like to really go from kerosene usage or firewood usage to gas, how do they start? I mean, what are the safety precautions they can begin to learn from your experience? What do they do? Because they tell you to put the pipes through this, they put the gas outside, inside. What are the safety things you can advise us on?
Okay. For the lower income earners, like I mentioned, a lot of them go for the 3 kg and the 6 kg. Okay. Those ones come with burners. They don't come with a pipe.
Yes.
You know, so they usually don't have. And then, so it's very simple.
Is that safer? Is that safer?
It's not really about safety. I think it's just about the size and what's just because it's very small. You know, it's very small, like the stove. So really, you're not going to put a hose there. And then a lot of people put their cylinders outside. You're not going to kind of like put you that you're doing a 3 kg or 6 kg. Most likely your house is small, your kitchen is small. So it's really just portable and it just has a burner. So it's just for one pot. People like you and I who are doing the 12.5, 25 kg, some 50 kg with large households use the hose, and then because you can have a 6-burner cooktop. You know, so for those lower income earners, it's easier to manage because it's on and off.
So this size is the
12.5. That's very popular one for residential.
We all use. All everybody on this table, that's what we use. 12.5.
Except Nima, now that went to buy that Tokumbo one that is very.
That she said, and I love refurbished in the market.
I use 50 kg.
Really?
Wow. What is she cooking?
I put it outside.
Just take a long
that kind of one, if it explodes, now the whole area will carry you.
It's outside the house, and then it saves me time.
But the manufacturing date is also important. You need to look at that. A lot of them.
There is a massive. They are very dangerous. So
they're the ones that
we have because the piping that you're talking about. You know, when we first moved to Shrine, the government piped, and I'm sure it's all those big companies. They did gas pipe. And that's how they use abroad.
Yes.
But can that work in Nigeria? I can't trust that one in Nigeria.
Maybe in new localities whereby you can structure.
Even new localities.
You know, where they
God forbid that. No, going to happen. That blow up the whole thing.
You can't even break those walls and repair again. So piping does not.
Because people don't follow town planning.
For example, even yesterday, so I was thinking where I stay when I'm around, we use electric on our whatever, and the bill, of course, it makes the lights. You know, so I'm thinking I do gas. I would like to have gas, but trust me, they configure that place not to use gas. There's even nowhere in the wall that I can pipe to, because you want to put your cylinders outside. So I'm stuck with using electricity. Let's leave that for another conversation.
Okay, we have to wrap up on this, but it's interesting to learn that the government wants to migrate everybody over, I think over the next 10 years, I believe, I read it somewhere, to start using gas. So obviously they'll start gradually by providing cylinders. We'll wait for them to come up with the blueprint for that. But more importantly, we also need to understand the safety concerning. Any final words for our viewers before we run off?
Okay, for those of you who use gas, as you would know, it's real. Explosions are there. It's very important for you to know the expiration dates on your cylinders. Safety is personal. You start first before you talk about the government. Gotcha. We also have our roles to play, you know, so it's very important for that. And of course, be on the lookout for smart gas.
Okay, you want to like their market. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Like every mother, I'm worried about dangerous insects, especially mosquitoes, which spread diseases like malaria to my loved ones. This year, I'm not afraid. I'm using new Mortein Instakill. New Mortein Instakill's improved formulation knocks down mosquitoes 2 times faster. Not even a single mosquito is spared because even one mosquito bite can cause malaria. Mortein Insta knocks down mosquitoes 2 times faster.
In a world of a pandemic, the need to relieve stress cannot be overemphasized. Pride Rock Entertainment presents the most entertaining, mind-blowing comedy event of the year. The Chronicles of Hush Baby Live returns. Ya Daddy 15, the vaccine edition. Taking place on the 25th of July at the prestigious Eko Hotel and Suites, Lagos. Time at 6 p.m. Comedy vaccines by Dr. Destalker, Dr. Igo Save, Dr. Akbororo, Dr. Dan the Humorous, Dr. Bucci, Dr. Tamama, and many more physicians. Music vaccines by my jazz music superstars, and on the wheels, your host, Hush Baby. For reservation and sponsorship, please call 0802-990-6500. Please note, this event is for a limited audience, with all COVID-19 protocols duly observed. Proudly supported by New Age Charger and TVC Max FM. Packaged by Larry Mako Events. Get vaccinated.
The place and brighten, make everybody be wonder. Waiting because of the shine. Lush hair, lush hair. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair, lush hair. So you want to slay, slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair, gotta be lush hair. Straight or curly, you know they tango. Lie, gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains remover. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergent and bleach.
Wow!
Calling all secondary school female students in Nigeria. This is your chance to demonstrate your debating skills and win great prizes too. The TVC Women's Network is looking for entries to our first ever female debate championship. If you want to take part, send a 300-word essay on the topic why female education is important in Nigeria. Send your essay via our website tvccommunications.tv/TWN Female Debate Championship. Don't forget to include your name, age, and the name of your school. Closing date for entries is July 19th. The TVC Female Debate Championship, encouraging young Nigerian girls to speak up for nation building.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have with us the Deputy Director, Investments and Securities Tribunal, Mr. Felix Onwuneme. He'll be discussing how to settle dividend disputes, solving financial issues, and the capital markets, especially with shareholders like all of us. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So, BC had a question. Go ahead, please.
Yes, so I would like to understand what exactly this investment tribunal does. What is your core responsibilities?
Okay. Some years back, government realized that the capital market needed a specialized court that could be able to handle disputes arising from the capital market. The whole essence was to deepen the market so that people will have the desire to come into the market and invest. And so they set up a panel headed by late Chief Odife, and the panel came up with a recommendation which the government white paper eventually came up to establish the Investment and Securities Tribunal. What we do is essentially we settle disputes arising from, pursuant to Section 284 of the Act, disputes arising from between capital market operators and their clients. Let me give you an example. You have your stockbroker who handles your shares, and you give me a mandate, and maybe to sell, and he sells your shares you don't hear from him, money is not given back to you, or you ask him to buy, there's no evidence that he has bought anything, then what you do, the tribunal is there to handle such matters. But before you come to the tribunal, because there are chains of dispute resolution in the market, you first take your complaint to the SEC, that's the Securities and Exchange Commission. The commission will look at it. They'll do their best. They have their own internal quasi-judicial functions to resolve disputes in the market. When you are dissatisfied with what they've done, you now escalate it back to the tribunal. Just give them what we call pre-action notice of 14 days that you're dissatisfied with their findings and you want to go to the tribunal. You come to the tribunal.
This one, I have taken everything that I would have loved to ask. What exactly is the duration of this period? Because justice delayed is justice denied. And one of the discouragements, why people don't pursue these issues, we have people who have bought shares, who have had, disputes like this in the past that just left it to God. And watching the person.
Like me.
So what's the duration that this is supposed to take so that the person has, is encouraged to pursue such grievances?
In the amendment that is going on the Investment and Securities Act, there is a complaint management framework that is being put in place. But before that, what we have now is that once you make that complaint to the SEC, if they are not able to resolve it within a reasonable time, what we call reasonable time, we check it because the law tells us that when the matter comes to the IST, we have 3 months to give judgment from the date from the date that substantive suit commences. What I mean by that is the hearing. What I mean by that is this: when you bring your matter, there could be some preliminaries like I know lawyers with their antics. The court does not have jurisdiction, non-gender of parties. All those preliminaries are settled. The day the case commences hearing, you have 3 months to give judgment.
Okay.
That's good.
But, okay, so I don't know how familiar you are, and this question is really not for you, but hearing you now, I feel like maybe I have hope because in the US many years ago, I lost $40,000 to a crack, some guy stockbroker who used to work at a stock firm. He was working there, and he was the one handling my account. Then the bank told me, this guy is no more working with us. Should we continue? Should we assign you a new stockbroker or give your account to him? And because I was very naive and small, I said, give it to the guy. Yes. He took my account, and within 2 months, from $40,000, it went to $2,000. And I just left the whole thing to God. So if we have this kind of thing, if they have it, maybe I can still bring up the issue. But that was just an aside. That I'm happy that there's a tribunal that if it was Nigeria, I could have actually come to help me get that sorted. Okay, my question therefore is, some of us have shares and we've totally forgotten about it. We don't even know where our documentation is. Do people like that have an opportunity to still get their money, or is it too late for them to find that money?
It's not.
Wait, okay.
Just to add to her own, I have my documents, the shares I bought to a bank, one of the major banks.
Yes.
Since 2001. When they bring money, they send 1 naira or 2 naira. In fact, they stopped sending that 1 naira, 2 naira paper like about 10, 15 years ago. Okay. Till date, nothing. Do I take them to the tribunal?
Can it be recovered?
No, you see, you can. Let me start with her.
Yeah.
Your own challenge is that with what they are sending to you were your dividend warrants. Dividend warrant, once you get it, you go to the bank, it's converted to money. But now that has changed. Okay. We have what we call e-dividend now. You go to your registrar, they give you a form, you fill, you put your account number and everything. So nobody needs to send you any paper again. Okay. As you receive bank alert, that's the way money comes. Even if it's even better now because assuming it is just 3,000 naira that comes, and you have to transport yourself to the bank. Yes. It's a waste of money. But now the cash comes into your account. So that is settled.
Who is the registrar?
But they've not been
every share that you have, there is a registrar that handles it. Like First Bank has a registrar. So all you need to do, you could Google it and find out which stock do you have and find out who are the registrars. Then you can approach them. In your own case, I don't think, well, if it was in Nigeria,
yes,
I think the challenge here is your stockbroker, the second stockbroker, which I think it was with your consent that he was handing over to you, good. Yes. It depends on the mandate you gave him. If you gave me a mandate to have a free hand to operate, to handle your shares, he can buy and sell at will, using his best judgment. But if you didn't give him such a mandate, you can tell him, I want you to buy XYZ share for me. So if anything goes wrong, you know you're the one that directed him to do that. But in this case, it appears you gave me a blanket authority. So he dealt with the shares as he felt. But of course, we know in 2008 there was a problem in shares globally. So everything came crashing down.
So because you mentioned jurisdiction earlier, saying that when they dealt with preliminary objections as regards jurisdiction, before they now start proper trial, that's when the 3 months starts. What exactly are the disputes that you have jurisdiction over this tribunal?
Okay. Like I said initially, when you have a problem between a stockbroker and his client, when you have a problem, issues like non-remittance of issue process. What I mean by issue process is, there are companies whose duty are to manage IPOs. IPOs are initial public offering. Now, when they make those adverts and people buy those shares, now the money is supposed to be remitted to the company that issued the shares, that floated the shares to the public. Now, when sometimes they misappropriate it, they don't send it to the issuing house, you can come to the tribunal. When the SEC, that's the SEC, now has sanctioned a market operator, and the market operator is not satisfied with that, he comes to the tribunal. When we have issues relating to collective investment scheme, how it is managed, how it's operated, if issues arises from that, you come to the tribunal. When you have issues about interpretation of the Investment and Securities Act, issues arises, you want a particular section to be interpreted, you come to the tribunal. So entire gamut of every dispute that arises in the market, we can come to the tribunal for redress.
What is IST doing about Ponzi schemes?
Good.
We have a lot of them that have duped people, money's lost. Are you doing anything about it?
That's a good question. Before the celebrated Benny Madoff case in the US, we had, in a case called All Green Investments, Spector, handled such a case. In fact, 3 weeks ago, the Supreme Court affirmed our decision in Spector. Spector was one of these...
Spector.
No, Spector. Hey. Don't go there.
Okay, go on.
Now, the Supreme Court affirmed, the tribunal they gave a judgment directing CBS to warehouse the funds. Of course, they went into the company, confiscated their assets, froze the account, tried to get the register of people that invested so that they can be able to know how much everybody invested. Now, the matter dragged on from the tribunal to the Court of Appeal to Supreme Court. Supreme Court now affirmed our decision. And now we directed the initial hearing that they should get the register of members and aggregate whatever they can find in their accounts, sell their assets that they were able to locate, and now pro rata give people back
their money.
So,
thank God.
It could not be done because they were fighting to the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court about 3 weeks ago gave a final judgment.
At the time the Spector came, a lot of people did not know the difference.
Yes. Some of those Ponzi schemes, you will not even know who is the
head.
Yes, you will not know. They will come.
How do you find them?
That is the issue, because they are they are not registered with the SEC. Normally, because of regulation, every person that wants to go into investment must register with the SEC. Because they're not registered, that is why they do all they do and try to get away with it. But of course, when such issues arises, we try to get through their records.
How easy, sir, is it for them to just come into the market and begin to play? Somebody just wake up in the morning and we just say, this is the new one. It is MMM today. It is that one tomorrow. They come up with all sorts. So is it that there are no regulations that these guys have to go through some kind of a body before they can begin to operate?
That is why we call them illegal schemes, because they avoid regulation and they try to prey on the greed of investors. That somebody tells you, if you put in 1 million, you can get 1 million in 3 months. In which economy in the world can that be possible? What investment are you going into? Is it this economy? Even in the US economy, can you even get a 30% return in 3 months? It's not possible.
So are there legal ways of getting, you said there are illegal Ponzi schemes. Are there legal schemes that we can actually come to your website to check, to verify that these guys, or even from the CBN website to verify that if these guys are approved to operate in Nigeria?
No, from time to time, the SEC publishes list of illegal fund managers or investment schemes. Only that people, even there was a day a cousin of mine called me. There's one, she called me and said she wants to put her money. I said, no, don't. Go online. I went online, I gave it to her. I sent her a bill. I said, look, don't try this. I think it was last 3 months, the bubble burst. People were crying.
But when Spector came, he had a structure. I know that a lot of pensioners, I know at least 5 pensioners whose gratuity was paid into Spector. They were supposed to be like a pension scheme where they paid them a certain amount of money based on what they invested. And those people just open mouth down. So some are late now. So no matter how laudable, please just educate people, no matter how laudable a scheme looks, no matter how properly structured, as if it was a normal legal one, it looks, what exactly must you look for? Is it just that whether it's flagged down by the CBN alone or
even when it is not flagged down, because you may not be able to, there may be others that the SEC have not even noticed, so they cannot be able to put them on their website to say avoid this. I think the red flag would be, what are they offering us? If somebody comes to tell you that you can make so return within such a period, you ask yourself, in which economy? If I ask them, what are you investing into? What are you using this money to? If it is in the stock market, it's not possible.
Is it cocoa? All right.
Even if it's oil and gas, it's not possible. So you notice that all of them prey on our greed. And when that happens, and of course, in most cases,
Forum, that bank.
Yes, that Wonder Bank.
Wonder Bank.
You did that one.
Me,
I get not daring like that. But let me ask you this question.
All their money.
How successful have your organization been? Because Tribunal, I mean, want to know, it would be nice to know who and who have been convicted, who and who, the success story, so that we know that, listen, you are working for us. Because sometimes we hear of these things and it just looks like it's fantastic in paper, but we've not actually seen convicted criminals who have been put in jail.
Incidentally, we are a civil court, and what that means is that we don't handle criminal matters. Okay. We're purely civil. What we're interested in is the money. How do we recover your money? Since we started, we've handled about 600 cases with a monetary value of about 800 billion.
Wow.
Those are awards we've made for people.
You returned 800 billion.
800
and they collected their money.
In this economy. Right, there's 800 billion flowing somewhere.
I missed that. I was reading tweets. Where is 800 billion?
There's no tweets. We are reading tubes.
I was reading tubes.
They are returning 800 billion.
To investors. From the judgments we've given. The total money value of all the judgment we've given to investors is about 800 billion.
So how is
I'm coming with my own bank matter.
How is disbursement going to be? For those, like I mentioned, that some of them are late now, how exactly is the disbursement going to be? Is it just a next of kin? A letter of administration?
Yes, it depends. It depends on what documentations you had when you went into that transaction.
Let me take this call from Babalola. Babalola, are you there? Hello? Oh, we lost that. Why do you have any comments?
Yeah, let me ask you. So what should we expect from IST in 2021? What's your outlook?
In 2021, what we're trying to do is we want to go purely digital. In fact, we're one of the first courts in the country that started digital recording of our proceedings. We don't take notes in the court.
Wow.
What we do is it's recorded, you speak into the mic, it's recorded. We have transcribers. Within 48 hours of sitting, transcribers come. It's verbatim. Even if you cough,
even
they'll
the
put
judges
it there.
are enjoying themselves.
Yes.
That's true.
So even if you cough, it's recorded. So you cannot say, maybe you're going on appeal and you ask for a record of proceedings. You cannot say, I didn't say this. They'll put, that's why we say, please, once you start sitting, please, nobody should answer phone calls or say anything because it goes into the microphone. So we want to digitalize all our courts. We have 6 courts: Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kano, Enugu. And so we want to make sure that all our courts are digitalized. Then, of course, we started having, before the COVID-19, we had a test run of virtual hearing. We had a witness who was outside the country and basically couldn't be back. So we had to test it, and it worked for us.
Wow.
So when the COVID started, it was not a problem for us to continue.
How enormous are the cases at hand? Because this is Nigeria. These kind of tribunals go for years, and there's a backlog.
You're saying 3 months.
3 months. So it's 3 months you have per case?
Yes. Once hearing begins, once you finish with the preliminaries, it's 3 months, you must give judgment.
Okay, let me take Desmond from Kaduna. Desmond, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yes, please. I want to ask about this topic. There is this investment platform that is very GSM invested close to about 600,000. And the thing looked or sounded very real, but I knew that something was wrong with it anyway. Now, this platform is called BRIC. They call it BRIC. It has crashed, and I learned that the guy has been arrested. Now, I don't know if your guest has information about that investment and how sure are we that we'll be able to recover that money.
Okay. So this is another Ponzi scheme.
It's a Ponzi scheme, obviously. We don't have that record, but like I said, if you liaise with the SEC, the SEC will be able to do whether it's a genuine platform or whether it's an illegal platform. And if it's an illegal platform, they have a way of going after them.
Okay.
First of all, they come to the tribunal, they will make an order, they freeze the accounts, then they see the premises, so that they can be able to get something in case they're able to get the record, the register of people that
So, sir, it's SEC that must report to you. We can't come directly to you.
You can. There are Section 284 of the Act has two options. We have an appeal, which is when SEC looks into the matter. Then we have a direct walk-in. But in those cases where you come directly to the tribunal, it has to do with where SEC, the complaint is against the SEC.
Oh.
You understand?
Okay.
But in most cases that relate to me and you, where you have problem with your stockbrokers, it must go to them.
Go to them first.
Yes.
And they don't complain to you.
Because they will carry their investigation, because they have an investigation department that carries out investigation, like all this Ponzi scheme. They go and get all the documents they need before they now come.
So Forex, that means Desmond should find a way to report to NCC.
Yes.
Right. Once they would then investigate.
Yes.
Once they verify that it's an illegal Ponzi scheme, they now come to you.
Yes.
And they come. All right, let's talk about Forex, illegal Forex dealings here and there. People are, they'll say once you join this Forex, so you bring this amount of, you earn this amount of money. I mean, I have loads of people who come to me to join this thing. I'm just be very skeptical. Are those legal ways of also investing?
For now, Forex is not regulated. We don't have a regulation for Forex in the country for now. I advise that we stay away for now until things are put in place. Anybody that puts his money in Forex, you may not be able to tell the story.
But do you have any regulation as regards Bitcoin companies that are floating?
No, all those cryptocurrencies for now, we don't.
Do you have any plans in the future?
Yes, CBN, yes, they're working on it, but for now,
having our own digital money.
So that all the money they haven't paid me for, will I get it back?
Yes, once you register, once you go for, you do your e-dividend registration, you receive a lot back into your.
Well, sir, the Forex companies that CBN have seized their accounts because of obviously maybe some legal dealings, can those who have invested get their money back? Those who have invested, those Forex companies?
Yes, I believe CBN, once they can have the records, because they have to prove that you actually invested, once they can have access to the register of those operators, I'm sure with time they'll be able to.
Who do they go to, NCC also? Or
no, if it's in the custody of CBN, because those are money transactions, those are not, they are not purely capital market transactions, so they go to the CBN.
Oh, so it goes directly, so you have to report directly to CBN.
Yes.
You are a government organization, Abi?
It is, yes.
You work for government.
Mike doesn't like government people.
Did I say anything?
You didn't say
I'm telling you, because
you didn't say anything, you asked a question.
I just asked whether it will work or not work. This is government.
Okay, we have to wrap up. Thank you very much. Are there any final words you want to give to us concerning, because there are lots of people, we are all shareholders, we are in the capital market, many people are there investing, they want to make money, we want quick money. What is that thing what's that final words you can say to those of us that are looking for opportunities to diversify? People like the anti-personal development say, diversify, we make income from different people. They advise us and we diversify, yet they are duping us. How do we, what final?
I will advise us to seek to raise funds through the capital market. That's what is called the Capital Market Master Plan, 10 years, 2015 to 2025, which is ongoing now. The whole essence is to deepen the market. And having this knowledge that you have an adjudicatory platform that you can take your grievances to, it gives you some comfort.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and unfortunately, because I don't know whether I can say capital market is elitist, most people don't even know we exist. So maybe with this forum, I'm letting people know that, please, you have an avenue where you can ventilate your grievances if you have lost money in the market. Okay. So please, feel free to invest.
That was good to know.
My own is not even market. My own is always bank. One day I went back to the bank where I put my money. The bank was no more there.
That many years ago.
I just stood in front of the bank like this.
Did you cry? That was many years ago, YK.
Where is this bank? And it was gone.
That's not possible, YK.
The bank has gone under. That's what it means.
I didn't see the bank there. The building was not there. It was another thing there.
They didn't have branches.
I don't.
So why can they say you can go to Amco?
That's many years ago.
They will help you find a way to reach your money.
That can be.
No.
But there's another thing. If your stockbroker has gone down.
I don't have stockbroker.
No, assuming you have one, it has gone down. There is a fund called the Investors Protection Fund, where if the stockbroker cannot be traced and your money appears to be gone, there's a little amount, just like NDIC gives some comfort to depositors. The Investors Protection Fund gives comfort to people who invest in the market, where the stockbroker has run away or what we call defalcation. He has
Wow. Nigeria is working. Thank you. I mean, that's comforting. That's comforting. Nigeria is working. It will work, don't worry. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
That's all we
can. My bank.
That's all we can take.
I don't enter their trouble many times.
Why can't I bank this now? Why can't I miss it? See you tomorrow, Jerry. Have a lovely day. On the bounce,